蜗牛去年的单场是3人次，没有大家的故事。
Yeah, you'll be out in 20 minutes. Huh?
蜗牛去年的单场是3人次，没有大家的故事。
Does that shave? Huh? Did you shave?
Sarah, did you want to know the next location? Joe and Jasper. Wait.
And he said, "Oh, it looks rather like a multi-story car park to me." To be honest, he's not.
没事的。
Be your chauffeur, your tour guide, and you're on your way out today. So you stay on my good side, that'd be good. I'll just give you a little introduction, a little safety briefing, tell you a bit about the universities, about punting, and then we'll launch into the tour. So, it should be a right normal tour. Architectural awards, so if someone likes it. Does actually serve a purpose besides looking great. They wanted to use these big expensive bricks that you see on the left here. They would have used those the whole way round. However, they ran out of money. So they used these cheap, smaller bricks, and in order to hide the fact that they're cheaped out, they planted the creeper there to cover the wall. It's actually protected by law now, it's very listed, so they can't change it. Without a lot of permission like this. Going up here to the Bridge of Sighs. Finished in 1730. The middle.
Oh, the eagle?
The eagle, correct. It is the eagle. The eagle faces left in disgust. St John's is big rivals with Trinity College, the ones directly ahead. And so they didn't want to have their eagle facing towards Trinity. The rivalry goes back over 300 years. Pretty much it's because St John's is number 2, Trinity number 1 in anything, more or less. Trinity is the most rich, most students, most Nobel Prize winners, etc. It's also been called the wedding cake, the new core building, because it's incredibly symmetrical and built up in layers.
Like, they sit so low in the water as well, so there's a lot of water.
Water resistant.
Yeah. Oh, Malay.
On the left, we have the Wren Library. Wren Library, designed by Christopher Wren, who also designed, anybody? St Paul's Cathedral in London. Now, there's a couple of things to note. Firstly, the important books inside. There's books such as Sir Isaac Newton's Principia Mathematica with his notes, and the first translation of the Bible into Welsh. Maybe with last notes, I've never seen it. Not sure about that. Now, if you look in, in order to let light in so you could read them. It was one of the first libraries to actually do this, have these massive windows to allow us light. Now my brother did say, he said, I told him that, what I just told you, and he said, well, wouldn't that make it worse if there was a fire? I suppose he's right. If there is a fire, that would be pretty bad. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. They've got good sprinklers. Now on the left there's also Trinity College, just on the ridge in the UK. That's both in terms of number of students and by its money, financial return. They own some incredibly important properties, such as a 999-year lease to the O2 Arena in London. They own property on Oxford Street. They own shares in Felixstowe Port, which is the busiest one in the UK. Prize winners than the entirety of Oxford University combined. Rejected him because he didn't have the grades. But, crucially, at Trinity College there's a special rule that says that the Queen holds the right to choose the next college. I lost my poll earlier today. It's very easily done. Sometimes they just get stuck a bit, you know, to wiggle them and get them out somehow.
太阳出来的时候，草地上就长满了英国人。
Now we're just about to pass under Garrett Hostel Bridge. 100 of Bishop Bateman's clergymen, lawyers, and other members of the church. So he founded the college essentially to train up an entire new generation. Designed by Christopher Wren, 1690s. It was finished in 1730s.
So they're coming under the Wren Bridge now. The Wren Bridge is a bit less known than the
Both ordered and back windows. The builder took his own piece, his own share of what he wasn't paid. And behind it you can see that beautiful gate in front of Clare College. We also like to call left in disgust. St John's is big rivals with Trinity College, one's directly ahead, and so they didn't want to have their eagle facing towards. It's also been called the wedding cake, the new core building, because it's incredibly symmetrical and built up in layers, much like a wedding cake. On the left is the Wren Library. Largest college in the UK. That's both in terms of number of students and by its money, financial endowment. They own some incredibly important properties, such as a 9. Another fun little fact about Trinity.
Wow.
Valuable. And the college doesn't want So we're just about to pass under Garrett Hostel Bridge. Now, can anyone tell me what disease was spreading in the 1340s? Plague, correct. Plague killed between 40 and 60% of the UK's population. It's the largest stone vaulted chapel in the world. It's also They started construction in 1446. It wasn't actually finished until 1523. The reason for this is shortly after they began construction, the Wars of the Roses began, and Henry VI, who needed all the money that he gave to the builders in order to pay his troops. The college itself was founded by Henry VI in 1441. He wanted King's College to be the most grand, most magnificent college of the got. And to be honest, I think he did a pretty good job. So I recommend take a photo for your parents, whoever, you know, your mum, your dad, brother, sister, auntie, uncle, kid, dog, cat, what have you.
Goldfish.
You might be wondering, goldfish, whatever. You might be wondering about the scaffolding. They're actually putting solar panels on the roof, and that will make it 100% carbon neutral. I'm serious. Solar panels. And they're doing some restoration as well. Now, King's College, the chapel is the largest stone vaulted chapel in the world. It's also they started construction in 1446. It wasn't actually finished until 1523. The reason for this was shortly after they began construction. It's supposed to look like a ship coming out into the water. I mean, I don't know, maybe if you're on a little me, it looks like a giant building. The reason for this was that he wanted to keep his dog with him at the college in his accommodation. And the rules specifically said, mind your fingers by the way, specifically said no dogs. But the rules did not say.
After 10.
Oh, but it goes out. Wait, no, don't wait for me.
By Johannes Lincolniensis Custos Sigilli, which in English says John of Lincoln, Keeper of the Seal. Keeper of the Seal was an important administrative role where quite literally you'd stamp off all of the king's documents. And John of Lincoln gave a huge amount of money. Ducal building built in 1831. Now, has anyone been to Venice? It was stood on the kitchen bridge, the one just behind. And it stands for I Love Cambridge Students. Turns beautiful red and all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's started.
You can already see it starting.
Yeah.
Now in front of us is the mathematical bridge. Very famous, sort of for the wrong reasons. Also known as the Bridge of Lies. It's got a fake story that's told about it that made it very sort of famous. And the story is that it was designed by Sir Isaac Newton, and originally it had no nuts or bolts in the design at all. It was just held up by mathematics and genius from Newton. The fellows at Queen's College wanted to work it out. They took the whole thing apart, and bless them, they couldn't figure out how to put it back together again. So they had to put nuts and bolts in to hold it together. That, unfortunately, is nonsense. The real story is that it was designed by a student of Newton, a man called William Etheridge. It was built in 1724, about 20 years after Newton's death, so it's impossible that Newton designed it. The ultimatum, they said, either you can spend 5 years in prison university, one of only 3 in the UK, the others being Durham and Oxford. It's the second oldest university in the UK, behind Oxford. It was founded in 1209, actually by Oxford students, which people don't really know. Magdalen College on the left here, very proud of their admissions policy. In fact, they were the first to let in both Roman Catholics and Jews, for example. However, there's one big group of people that they forgot: women. Women weren't allowed to study at Magdalen College until 1988. In fact, it was the last college in the UK to accept women. It was actually right on the outskirts of the city at the time. That was in order to keep those monks out of trouble. You know how monks are, they always do stuff like that. Always put out of place. Now, it was refounded and got its name in 1542 by Thomas Audley. Thomas Audley was the Lord Chancellor to Henry VIII. Which actually wasn't a great job to have things done to people in order to satisfy Henry VIII. Now, one of the few disagreements they had was a small disagreement about finances. And to rebuild it. It was rebuilt in 1982. But to be honest with you guys, I still cross my fingers when I see 2 buses. The river Cam is usually between 4 and 6 feet deep. This is actually the deepest part, somewhere around here. You can get as deep